Hello, world. Welcome to the very first episode of Operation Graveyard.
This week we'll be talking about the 1983 film Angst.
What we're going to do is give a general synopsis of the film, what we thought about the film, and general other info about it.
The film Angst is based off of a serial killer named Werner Niesick, who is an Australian serial killer who got caught torturing and killing a family of three while on parole, and that's where this story takes off. It starts after he's released and he's in the public, and then he's walking around, and it eventually ends up with him encountering this family of three and torturing and killing them and getting caught. One of the interesting parts of this whole film is it's just most of it is him monologuing, and you just hear this constant review of him talking about his childhood and just different events and just how he's planning and how he wants to do every kill and how he wants to see them actually suffer and everything, and it kind of gives you this glimpse into the serial killer's eyes, and it reminds me of Henry, the Portrait of a Serial Killer, which is an early Michael Rooker film, and it gives you that raw feeling of like you're watching an actual documentary almost. The cinematography too in the film is it adds so well to the feeling of uneasiness, and it's just in this chaotic sense. The cameramen, the directors, they truthfully understood what they were trying to go for, and they made it like feel as much of a documentary almost, like it was actually real. And like, yeah, I mean, some of the stuff's kind of cheesy in some points, but I mean, that's what's going to happen with the film from the 80s. But when you look at it and you actually watch it and you're following these guys and the cameramen that are capturing all these different angles, they do it in such a way that it's interesting while you're watching it, and it feels the camera feels like jarring in some points, and it keeps you intrigued as he's going through and monologuing. And at one point he's talking about, he's in a diner and he's talking about how he wants to kill these people, and he's like talking about them and like just analyzing them, and he's just eating slowly and just eating and eating and just analyzing the characters, and he's seeing them, and he's talking about how he would like to murder them, and how all these other things would just, he just wants to kill. And it's just fantastic. It's just great to get into that mindset of a character that way.
I agree with the cinematography. I thought that really added a depth to the movie that you don't really see a whole lot anymore. Like, especially like you were saying, like the diner scene. It's simply the fact that he was having like an in his own mind monologue and just like chewing on this bratwurst as he's staring at people and just thinking about what he wants to do to them or what he thinks about them, and it's just like gets closer and closer like to his mouth. It just kind of adds that, like, you know, a general like atmosphere that this guy is not okay. He's chewing on this bratwurst like he wants to chew on a person almost.
It just really like kind of shows you that he looks at human life in a completely different mindset than most people do, and it's just a really cool thing that I like that the director and the camera people actually managed to capture, and it felt so authentic, which is what a lot of like films don't really get. You know, like you get your madman that's killing people, but you don't really get the like, oh, he is just by nature this thing that does this. This is all he thinks about. This is what he breathes. This is what he wants to do. This is what sustains him.
I think that even like the tracking shots of just kind of like following this guy around, like while he's, you know, walking in the woods or walking on the streets or, you know, walking in like houses and stuff like that. It's almost like they focus on him from like the sides, like the front and the back, as if you're either following him, you are, you know, he's following you, or you're looking at him from like a perspective of the side, like you're all focused on him as the character, which is the truly, I think, terrifying, you know, atmosphere of this.
And the actor they had playing him, Erwin Leder, the guy was just, he played it fantastically. Mm-hmm. It was just, it felt human, it felt real, it felt like
fit the part so perfectly.
He felt like an unstable person doing these not stable actions and like trying to reason with himself that this is what he wanted to do this way. Like when he's stuffing these pills down this woman he killed's throat to try to bring her back so he can make the daughter see her suffer the way he wanted her to. And it became this such a driving thing for him that he had to stop everything he was doing just to do it that way. And it just felt so authentic to something that would actually be a real person. Like, I need to do this way. This is my objective. This is what I see fit. And it just felt really authentic.
I would agree. It's not one of those where, you have some, serial killer vibed films and you don't necessarily follow the serial killer first off. You follow the people that the serial killer is hunting. In this one, you're in the mind of the serial killer, which kind of adds a different dimension. And, I thought that was portrayed really, really well. I thought that the special effects that they had, obviously, 1980s time,
it's gonna be campy.
It was canny, but it's honestly like what they did with it, with the blood and the paleness of the the victims' faces, and like how the actors portrayed being dead in the first place. I still think it went over pretty well. Another thing I picked up on is the thing with so there's a dog very present in the film, and at first you don't really necessarily understand why this dog is being shown so often. In fact, you kind of think it's a little bit comedical at first. You're just like, okay, there's this little dog that these poor victims owned, and now it's following around this serial killer, just okay. But the way that they just kind of portray the dog following around this serial killer like he's a normal person. I don't know if that's exactly what this director and what this company were trying to get at, but that's at least what I picked up on, is the fact that he's following him around like a normal person, even though he just saw all his owners, killed.
It's like you see these movies oftentimes, and the killer or whatever is doing the evil, heinous act, walks past a dog or something, and the dog starts freaking out and barking and howling or whatever. And this one's just kind of just accepts what's going on, and it just goes with it, and it's just kind of cool.
Can't get over it.
He's just like a sunken in face. He looks so funny.
I love him. Fucking axed. No, Orville Redmocker.
Where's the blood?
No, Orville.
He just shoots this lady. There's no blood. I love it. God, I love the 80s.
Yo. Yo.
How the fuck can you take that guy seriously? Look at that afro. I'm just saying though, it's he actually just looks like a dude that would commit all this shit.
Dude, they picked the perfect actor for this movie. Shit, dangling keys are never a good sign. Anything chained or dangling is bad.
Gotta do more squats. Come on, man. That might explain why he's only trying to give elderly people the business,
Why?
Because if he came up to you on the street, he'd just punch him in the mouth. He's just he's taking a long nap.
Go pick on somebody your own age.
Is that car going in reverse?
I think so.
It's so just weird. The whole scene's going this way, and then the car's just
across
randomly
a
going
6-lane highway. What is this guy doing?
This is Germany, where they're going. They don't need rules.
Dude, he almost got macked by the car.
He's like, look how much I can stick in my mouth. I can stick the whole wiener in.
That's a cool shot, though.
Yeah,
Time to recross the 6-lane highway. Hopefully I get hit by some shit this time.
On the Autobahn.
Shit, look out. Oh.
No.
This dude's
There's
just
a
like,
sidewalk
it's like,
right
get the
there.
fuck out of the way.
Straight ahead. What cab driver just keeps going? It's like
Straight
straight?
ahead. All right,
Yeah,
when do I
dude.
stop? Never. I want to run out of gas before he stops like that.
What do you mean you don't have a Black Lotus? God, he just runs away. Why would you just, like, you know, you've already gone that
And say,
far.
like, I'm sorry, or say, like, I wasn't trying to
No,
strangle
just-
you, I was just tying my shoe.
Just be like, yeah, I'm not trying to strangle you.
It's like, you ever heard of straight lacing your shoes? That's what I was doing. I want to look cool.
I feel like you could have just did it and, like, gotten away with it still.
Yeah. Hello? Anybody
Sound
home?
like Brock Sampson or something.
Yeah.
The house seemed desolate. Was having a hard time figuring out what was going on.
I would pay so much money to hear that version of this movie.
Oh my god. He definitely looks like. Why is there a fucking bed in the middle of the floor?
They laid it out for him to sleep on.
Weird
Like, we know
flex.
he's coming. He needs a little place to rest before he kills us
Like-
all.
It's a fucking bed.
Can hardly breathe. The air in here is terrible. God almighty, change your air filter.
I could hardly breathe. I was incredibly excited. Seriously, these like, kudos to these fucking cameramen. God,
Seriously,
damn,
this is legit.
it's just like they actually like cared about it. It like makes it feel like it gives it like an actual documentary feeling to it. So it's not like just a dry movie. Even if you want to make fun of it, it's still like very like you're walking and the shots are actually interesting. There's action happening constantly. Concert. Yet.
Oh, she's chugging. She's like, party, let's go.
They like their alcohol there. So wait. Hold on. Let me get this straight. You leave this poor mentally handicapped guy alone to fend for himself. He clearly couldn't even move out of the room.
Maybe they left him some lunch or something. You don't know.
They're just like, I fucking hate this guy, so I'm gonna leave.
Wait, is that his bed?
I guess so. I guess that's why there's a
Yeah.
bed there, but who the fuck calmly just says
Like,
Sylvia?
hey, Sylvia, did you happen to break the window this morning? Oh shit, here he is. No!
Oof.
Douche.
900.
Oh shit! Whoa! What is this?
That's
Is this the Razor Ramon wrestling move? Go, Grandma, run! Run! Take those little legs
She
as far as
has
they
to
can
move
go.
her shirt down too.
I thought she took her. Oh, dude!
She runs away.
Dude,
and
he's like a
she's
linebacker
"Ugh."
today. She's just taking these beatings.
Ooh.
Hey, yo, he's getting away. He's gonna call the police. Stop drinking like a fucking camel. Someone is holding on to this line. They're determined to call this household.
Well, why him?
Daddy? He just twerked in his face.
He's like, Daddy, come spank me.
Oh, he's pissed. Fuck. Oh,
Fucking kick!
damn.
What the fuck is that? Like, what, her body just like
Yeah, it was
immediately,
like a couple like picture frames.
it was almost like they didn't actually film that. They just took like 2 pictures and like edited it in. They're just like, ah, fuck it.
Dude, he's doing the Zoidberg.
Come get. She could totally kick this guy's ass though.
Someone's like behind the camera, just like squirting it with like a super soaker or something.
It's like one of those ketchup bottles.
Yeah.
And, like they're just like squeezing it, and it's just like shooting out. Hey, some here. Here.
Oh, dude.
Like,
He's eating it. Ah, type A, I see. Nice.
oh, fuck, there's AIDS in there.
Dog waiting for him. Dog's like, where's my kibbles and bits?
This asshole came on my fucking odor. She looked like she decomposed like 5 years.
Yeah, seriously. Look at that white face paint. He's like, oh, where am I? This isn't my Airbnb. They had like a whole park in their front yard. What do these people do for a living?
Well, apparently they have like 2 houses.
Well, all the money goes to the outside because they don't have any damn furniture on the inside of the house. That's where it all goes. Okay, so he's probably going to steal the car. Stuff him in the trunk or something. Take him to like a meat processing plant. And then turn him into beef jerky. Or bratwurst.
Is he like... He just like came in his pants.
He just came.
What the fuck?
That was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Oh my god. Like,
He's just like, hubba.
it's like, he's just like shaking vigorously. This film's budget definitely went towards camera people. They were just like,
yeah, like how did they get this aerial shot? They have like a huge crane. Or like no, drones weren't a thing back then.
no, they're just like camera people. That's all we need is camera people.
Yeah. They probably like bounced a guy like really high on a trampoline with like some like suspension wire on him, and then he just like slowly fell back down with the camera. Or a crane.
Jesus fucking Christ. With all these neighbors these people actually have, like somebody would have busted this dude already.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe
he's-
it's Sunday, everybody's at church, they're not paying any attention.
Oh, hell, Jesus. And they got like suddenly like more decomposed and corpsey.
Yeah. Just from sitting there for like 15 minutes. Alright, there's one. Yeah, you don't look suspicious at all.
It looks like a fucking like a symphony conductor. What the fuck is this guy
Yeah,
doing?
don't worry, I was super into the orchestra last night. I started to bleed profusely out of my eyeballs. It got on my shirt. Oh shit, slow the fuck down! Ah, you idiot. What are you doing?
How the fuck does he get
It's
into
the
a car
rubber ducky
wreck?
gang. Run! Run for your life!
Hey, what are you doing? You just wrecked into me.
Yo, these kids are
Hey,
not
surround
playing.
them.
They're not playing. Oh, he's pressed. Shit.
I activate my trap card. Children.
Dude, someone just casted a frenzy spell on this motherfucker. Ow. See ya.
How are the same people there? The same
I
exact
guess they
people.
just spend all day at this diner just...
They gave him a smaller
Smoking.
wiener too.
Did he even pay for the last one? I didn't see him drop any money.
They just like unplug these guys at the end of the fucking night. Just plug them back in the next day.
So,
They just like set
they're
them up in the same
holograms.
position.
They never say anything.
He just like twitches slowly.
It's like, yep, I did this. Who the hell is this guy? It's like Freddie Mercury standing in the background.
How the fuck did he get there?
Overall, I would, if you've never seen this movie before, I would highly recommend checking it out if you are a horror movie fan. Even if you're not a horror movie fan, check this movie out. It's, you know, it's on some streaming services. Shudder has it and everything. Pretty sure you can buy it on Amazon or something like that. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I think it's a good pioneer film for this kind of genre, for like the serial killer thing going on. Obviously, there have been movies pre-hand that date this movie, but I really think it's a very staple film for its time.
And in my opinion, if you're gonna watch one, I would watch this or Henry, the Portrait of a Serial Killer. Like those movies, not too many films have accomplished what these two have, where they've given this authentic, gritty, almost documentary type feeling to this madness that's happening. And it's a really good watch, and I would highly recommend both of them. In fact, in this one, in my case, I would personally give it a 7 out of 10 easily. It's a fantastic, fun film to watch, and if you like horror and if you are into any of these types of genres, you should check it out because it's worth watching, and for a foreign film, it will definitely impress you.
Mm-hmm. I would agree on the same scale. I would give this film an 8 out of 10. Simply because I like the fact that this is historically based. I like the fact that it's original. Yeah, obviously, like some parts could have been better, but it's not perfect. It's a really really good movie for what it is. I would recommend any horror fan to watch this movie, just because it's easy to follow. You don't there's not too many like plot holes that are left out. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, and it gets into the action just as you expect it to. So 8 out of 10 for me.
You get to the end and it wraps itself up
Mhm.
because you know what's going to happen, and it's authentic to the actual accounts that happen, which is cool. So definitely worth checking out.
Thank you for checking out the very first episode of Operation Graveyard. We will continue this series as well as some other different series in the future. We're planning on experimenting with a couple different things going on, so please stay tuned and check us out for more stuff.
We'll see you soon in the graveyard.